starting over. I just realized my microphone's off, so I know that the audio didn't pick up, and I would have gone through this whole thing and been upset, okay? There's a message in that as well. I'm gonna, let me just, yeah. I was literally, when I noticed that I hadn't turned on the mic, that was my indication of what I was just speaking to, okay? Where there's energies right now. This is a time of reaping, okay? I am gonna start over with the channel messages that I had already gotten before I realized that, you know what, I didn't turn on the mic, okay? This is exactly what I'm talking about, where this is a time of reaping, where the devilish energies, I'm not saying, you know, devil like is in religion sense. We on this channel, we're beyond that. We've outgrown that type of, you know, concept. But what I am speaking to is the matrix-driven spirits and energies that act in devilish ways, okay, that are boundful, that are binding, that are codependent, that want to keep you stuck, tied, bound. Those type of devilish energies and spirits are also reaping what they've sown, okay? So in that, right, like I said, if there's, you know, spirits or people that you have disconnected from, or that you're refusing to reconnect with, that may be sending energy your way that isn't positive, that isn't beneficial, that isn't supportive or helpful, okay? You may be feeling those things at this time. And that's part of where I feel like, oh, see, my mind was already a bit thrown when I started recording this, because I was just talking about that, but that didn't get picked up on the audio. So now I'm gonna, they're not gonna win, okay? They're not gonna fucking win. That's all I'm gonna say. They're not gonna fucking win. I'm doing this, all right? Like, I already felt the energies and it made me emotional, right? But and I like I was saying, you know, prior to realizing that the mic wasn't recording, that's part of their purpose, okay? Is because you're no longer energetic supply for them, that now they're feeling like, well, if you're not going to talk to me or you don't fuck with me no more, okay, bet. And now they want to send negative energy your way, send negative, you know, thoughts your way, negative projections, whatever it might be, right? And it can show up in a multitude of different ways. It can show up in illusions, deception, you know, perfectionism, like, you know, making me feel overwhelmed emotionally to where I won't want to record anymore. You know, that's happened many times. And so me feeling so fucking tired of being defeated in that way, because I was obviously vibrating on that frequency. Otherwise that projection wouldn't have hit me if I wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? So this period is a time for us as a collective to rise above the bullshit, okay? Rise above the feelings that may be trying to overwhelm you, that normally would probably work, that normally would probably keep you stuck, bring you down, you know, keep you from, you know, pushing forward or pushing past your fear, or pushing, you know, feeling the discomfort and doing it anyway, right? So this full moon, okay, so like I said, I have to start over, is so this reading is a collective full moon harvest full moon message, okay, that is happening in the sign of Pisces. If you follow Vedic astrology, which is actually where the stars are and constellations are in the sky, not based on the season, okay? Seasons change, what's there is there, right? That's what this is based off of. And Aries, okay, it's going into Aries if you follow Western astrology on the 8th and the 9th. So this full moon is happening on the 6th in the sign of Pisces, and then it transitions into Aries on the 8th and the 9th, or 8th through the 9th. So this is a time of reaping what you've sown, okay? That goes both ways. That's what I was talking about with, you know, the people that are sending out negative intentions, negative energy, things like that. They're also reaping what they've sown, so don't worry about that. But for those of you that have been sending out positive intentions, that have been really doing your best to push past, you know, the things that you know are trying to weigh you down, moving with integrity, right? Still sending out love to the planet, doing your best to stay in alignment, things like that, the seeds you've been planting, right? So this is also something that I recorded, okay, a few minutes ago, where in relation to the seeds that you've already planted, those things, it's like now this is the harvest moon of starting to see that, oh shit, I actually, you know, that actually was working. I just couldn't see it underneath the surface, okay? This kind of ties back into, you may want to look at the reading that has this image, okay, as a thumbnail, all right? So when I recorded that reading, this little guy, he was only about half the size of what it is now, okay? And that was literally like last week. That's how fast it's giving me bamboo vibes, right? When bamboo first starts, right, it's very slow growing until it finally shoots up out of the ground, like until it, you know, comes out of the soil, then the growth is exponential, right? That's kind of what this is giving me. So now this little guy is above the glass, right? So, and this is just off of a clipping of snake plant that I planted, you know, almost probably a year ago now. And it's, you know, finally now starting to sprout a new one next to it, okay? Literally like right next to it with a little bit of space, not much space, but a little bit. So the point in that is that could be indicative for some of you of seeds you've planted are now starting to fruit. They're now starting to come to fruition. And now this is the time, not only because it's time, but because you're ready, okay? So now is the time to, now that you see that, oh, I'm finally getting a little traction, wherever that is. Maybe it's with, you know, if you have a YouTube channel, maybe you're starting to get a little bit more views. This is the time to start really identifying what's working, right? And what isn't, so that way you can nourish and nurture that that momentum to keep it going and actually not only keep it going, but increase it, okay? So let's see, devil energy and spirits are collecting at this time as well. Karma, those that had it out for you. So something else that I mentioned earlier that obviously the audio didn't get recorded was there is another message that came on my feed, like on my phone right before I decided, okay, I'm gonna, you know, not let all these feelings of trying to overwhelm my brain and all that to stop me from recording at all. Before I let that win, let me just go ahead and start, right? And this is something that came in, and I know now it makes sense why, is after I wrote it down, I was like, that's confirmation. It's confirmation of this, what I was getting at with the devil is coming to collect as well, okay? It ties in right with that. So like I said, I wrote that at the end, and that came after I had already wrote all this stuff down, and that's why I knew it was confirmation, because otherwise I would have saw it before, you know what I'm saying? But that's not how it happened. So those that had it out for you, speaking ill against you, over your name, over your life, will be reaping as well. And so you might not get a front row seat to this, okay, to these people reaping what they've sown. Some of you may, but if you're not one of the ones that do, just know that it's probably a lot worse than what you're expecting. So you don't need to see it, okay? I would do your best to find peace in that, you know what, it's probably something I don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? Some, like the same as someone getting put to, you know, the death sentence. Not saying it's that to that extreme, but my point is just the point of a situation where you know that someone maybe deserves the consequences that they're receiving, but you're not necessarily wanting to be a witness to it. You necessarily don't want to watch them go through that. Some people do. Some people can stomach it. They, you know, they don't care, right? But I feel like some of you, you know, it's going to pull on your heart strings more than you're aware of. If you were to actually witness the people that have spoken ill against you, things like that, realizing who those people actually are, but actually to see them going through the consequences of their actions or of their words, I feel like some of you may not want to bear witness to that. The universe knows that. That's why it's not letting you, you know what I'm saying? It's not putting you in position to see it. So just something to keep in mind, okay? So now, onto a more positive note, a more uplifted note. This is also a time of your hard work, efforts, and guided action, even in non-action, is paying off, okay? So what that means is that sometimes the lesson in itself is to sit and be okay in the season of non-action, okay? Some of you, even like myself, we let our ego kind of, you know, make us feel guilty, right? About you're not doing anything. You're supposed to be doing this today. You need to do this. Like, you need to do something. You need to do something, making us feel like we're running out of time. That's been one huge limiting belief, I should say, I guess I could say, that has plagued me for a long time, is this idea of feeling like I'm running out of time, okay? To where I'm like rushing different places when I find myself driving, rushing and rushing to get back so I can do something. And then I'm like doing busy work where it's like, you're not doing much, you rush back to do what? Scroll? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're rushing to do nothing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it feels like this is, for some of you, that's the test in itself. That can you listen when you're guided to do nothing at all and be okay with that, and sit in that non-action and not feel guilty about it, not feel, you know, shame or any of those self-sabotaging and negative projecting feelings that may come, right, through your non-action. Sometimes that is the point of itself, is spirit teaching you, can you listen when we tell you to don't do nothing at all? Sometimes that's the point of that in itself, right? Is we're telling you to not do nothing. Can you do that? Yes, it seems simple. Yes, you may not understand it. No, it may not make logical sense. That's the point. But can you still listen when we're telling you to don't do anything today, or don't do anything for this period of time? Can you listen to that? Can you actually respond without making yourself feel guilty about it? Or when those feelings do come up, that you're not reabsorbing them as your own, right? That you're just seeing them for what they are, acknowledging that they're there. Yeah, I see you, judgment trying to come for me. Yeah, I see you, shame, blame, guilt. I see you, but I see you, I hear you, I feel you, I acknowledge your presence, okay? But we're not doing that today. My guidance is telling me to chill today. My guidance is telling me that I don't need to do anything today. I just need to learn and practice how to fucking be today and be okay with that, okay? So let's see. When your ego steps in and riddles you with guilt, yep, can you sit in it anyways without absorbing those non-beneficial emotions? Not because it makes sense, because it likely doesn't, but it's what you feel is right. Okay, that's important. So that was like that whole message in itself. And then so this is the last message that ties back into the devil energy. So some of you may or may not have heard. Okay, I honestly still feel like it's probably not even him really there anyway. It's probably a clone. But Diddy gets 4 years in prison today. He gets sentenced to 4 years in prison, which, like I said, is confirmation after message about the devil energies alike collecting as well. So that was, you know, where I was like, that's exactly what the fuck I was talking about when I said that in the earlier message. And that was at the very beginning. Like that was like the second message basically that I got when I started. So I was like, ooh, yep, confirmation. But like I said, I personally feel like it's probably a clone. It's probably not him for real anyway. So whatever. But you know, if it is, good, at least he gets some type of time. So let's dive into, perfect, okay. Let's dive into some cards. All right. Benevolent angels, ancestors, spirits, and guides, ask your divine shielding as you allow me and support me to be a clear, accurate channel. Messages that we have for the collective today. May they come through clearly, concisely, and accurately. The highest good for the collective, and nothing less. So, I'm going to start off with a galactic message from the Beyond Lemuria deck. Okay, beautiful deck. 51 at the bottom. The sound of the universe. So some of you, I'm getting your clairaudience. If you already are clairaudient, it's like that gift is being up-leveled in some type of way, upgraded, enhanced, increased. Others of you, your clairaudience is coming online. Some of you may have been recently hearing like maybe a lot of ringing in your ears. It's not tinnitus, okay? I apologize. It irritates my soul. And I've come from the medical field, okay? So trust me, it's just the transition out of that era of believing everything is a medical, you know what I'm saying, condition, and it's not. Everything has a spiritual significance to it. Even, you know, things like eczema, okay, psoriasis, all those conditions all have a spiritual undertone to it. So yeah, some of you, like I said, maybe have been getting ringing in your ears, maybe hearing things more clearly. It feels like your hearing is becoming more crisp, I'm hearing, okay? You may be hearing things a lot more clear than you once did, than maybe you used to. Okay, I would pay attention to that. Okay, start asking maybe questions. What you know, like kind of testing it, playing with it a little bit. You know, that's how you gauge, you know, the functionality of your gifts. That's how you gauge how far it can really go. You know, exactly the uniqueness of it. Like, what are the inner mechanics of your gift, right? All the clairs are not just clairs, because we all experience them. You know, sometimes it could be the same, but for the most part, we experience them slightly different. So, Spirit for the collective, this is a galactic message. Earth and awakened awareness. So, 2 popped out and ether at the bottom. The seamless, unspeakable. It's like the energy of the as above, so below. Okay, the seamless, unspeakable. So what you can't see, but what you feel, what you know is there, as within, so without. If it's happening externally, it's because it was already taking place internally. Okay. So, Earth Nurture and nature. Beautiful. It's such a pretty card. I feel like some of you are really being guided to reconnect to Mother Nature at this time, okay? To really put your feet on the ground. I recently heard that when we put our feet on the ground, Mama Gaia says it tickles. I thought that was really cute. It made my inner child happy. So that's kind of what this card does. Like, just all the beautiful colors on it. You can't really, like, the intricacies of this, it's I feel like it doesn't even do it justice. But I do feel like it's beautiful. It does hold a lot of significance in our divine connection to Mother Earth, and how it's also speaking to, it's giving the energy of protecting Mama Gaia at this time. Now it's time to really, you know, restore our connection and realize how connected we are to Mother Nature and nurture. Like, where can we, you know, do better with how we treat Mama Gaia, how we support her, how we show up for her, the things we do to, you know, like picking up trash, you know, healing the land, sitting with and on land ley lines, grid lines, things like that, right? Where are you being guided to, you know, do rituals maybe for the, you know, ceremony with the land? Where are you being guided to connect with land spirits, the ancestors of the land, things like that, for ultimate healing, okay? And then we have awakened awareness. So card 14 and then 17. So this is giving me 4 progressional energy, okay? It's like some of you, as you connect to Mama Gaia, by reconnecting, by grounding, putting your feet on the ground, bare feet on the ground, okay? Even getting in water if you can, right? It's restoring your connection, but also it is supporting your awakening. Some of you are going through a spiritual awakening at this time. That could be also what this full moon is bringing forth. It's awakening. It's awakening some of you for the first time. Others of you, it's increasing your awakening. It's like the next level of awakening. I do feel like when people say there's levels to this shit, it's real. And that's not a flex at all. That's not a bragging point at all. That's like, I live that. So I get it. Same as like the layers of an onion, right? And the deeper you go, the more intense it can get, right? Because it's all hidden, right? All that's hidden, it's concentrated, it's potent, it's untouched, it's pure, right? That's all hidden at the core of that onion, right? So as you peel back the layers and you're uncovering more and more and more, you realize like, damn, this takes time. Damn, this is getting more stronger. Like the scent, right, becomes more stronger. It's getting more potent. The taste and the flavor will be more potent as well, because that core has been covered. It's been protected, right? So I feel like, you know, this time is also showing you how protected you really are, how protected you've been. Some of you, like myself, have for a long time been like an earth angel hidden in plain sight, you know, been this powerful shaman hidden in plain sight type thing, you know, and that was for your divine protection, not because you weren't worthy, not because you weren't good enough. Some of it is because you simply weren't ready, but more so it was due to divine protection, okay? Some of you, it was to give you more time to be prepared for all that comes with this type of awakening, okay? Not only all that comes with it as far as what you're going to experience, right, that you need to be ready for, but more so also as well, I should say, as the responsibility that comes with it. That's a whole nother lever. A whole nother lever. I was trying to say level, but lever came out. So there may be a lever that some of you are pulling, okay? Or maybe feeling like you need to pull a lever. That could be also energetically, metaphorically speaking, pulling a lever to your awakening, right? Kind of like when you flip a switch, you turn the light on, you pull the lever down and it like powers something on, okay? That could be kind of what's happening here with your awakening, is that there's a lever, maybe an energetic lever that's been pulled, and like everything is lighting up all of a sudden. Maybe that's what's happening as you connect to Mama Gaia, as you put your feet on the ground, as you realize that you are not separate. We are not separate from anything that you want. That's been, for me lately, one of the most powerful realizations, not realizations, but I should say acceptances. Like, I've known about it, but I haven't really embodied it till more recently, that I'm not separate from anything that I desire or anything that I need. So I'm not separate from money. So I don't need to stress about it because I'm not separate from it. I am one with money. I'm one with love. I'm one with stability. I'm one with safety and security. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not separate from any of those things. So therefore I don't have to allow the limiting beliefs of stress and lack flood my experience, because I'm not separate from them. It means they can never be too far from me. I'm not separate from them, right? So let's see what else is going on. Some of you may also, this could also be indicative of a portal that some of you are going through at this time as well. I want to get the keywords from these cards because I feel like they'll be helpful to whoever is resonating with this. So, looking after the planet, yeah. So the earth, looking after the planet, the ebb and flow of life, the loving embrace of Mother Nature, the natural beauty of death and decay, the microcosm, time and nature, ancestors, growth through weathering storms, nurturing self and heart so you may flourish. Yeah, I really feel like that's kind of what's going on right now. Look, grounding, the themes, grounding, finding our roots, reliability, physical healing, nurture, solid foundations, fertility, vitality. Yeah, that's all the feminine energy, right? So this really, like I said, feels like a period of really embracing those things, really harvesting, coming back to, you know, that part of yourself, right? The nurturing, loving, never-ending, infinite part of yourself, and allowing yourself to see the beauty in things that are ending, right? Even if it's like a physical death that someone's leaving your experience, or, you know, transitioning out of your experience, or even for yourself, a death to the old version of yourself, finding the beauty in that it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing that version is falling away, but it means that you're ready for the next, right? Things have to leave in order to make room for the next part, the next step, the next phase, right? Whatever that is. So allowing yourself to find the beauty in that, reconnecting with nature to realize that even though people or things are leaving my experience, I'm never separate from them. They're never too far away from me, right? So awakened awareness says beyond the veil, clearing distortion and illusion, awareness of what's running us subconsciously, right? Communing with our God force, energetic sovereignty, growth outside your comfort zone, the collective awakening, okay? So this full moon as well can also be, I'm hearing the next wave of awakening souls are coming through with this full moon energy, especially for the Christians who thought they were getting raptured and that shit didn't happen. It feels like some of them are actually going to start to see and awaken to the fact that the rapture was not physical. It was metaphorical. It was spiritual. And they, in fact, maybe were raptured. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't, again, have to be a bad thing. That just depends on the level of perspective, the way you choose to see it, right? Your perception of it. So, let's see. It's a reminder to wake up. There are many levels and stages of awakening. You see what I'm saying? Confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. There's no on and off switch. Didn't I just say lever? Did I just say lever? Okay. See what can't make this shit up. There is no on and off switch. Keep learning and putting yourself into situations you can grow. Sometimes we do go back to sleep, so stay aligned with your inner guidance and find ways to remember to wake up. Do what you love to keep your vibe high. This is not about instant pleasure, but the joy that is substantial and sustainable. Eating healthy, keep your body active, and have life goals, but with enough space to hear the answers to your prayers. To hear the answers. Didn't we just talk about clairaudience? You see what I'm saying? How the synchronicities put the pieces of the puzzles together if you're aware, if you're paying attention, right? That can be a message in itself. Pay attention, okay? I feel like this is significant to someone. If you're feeling like, oh shit, yeah, pay attention. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Let's see. When our energy systems become blocked or need a cleanse, we can become drowsy to our vital nature. Energy clearing can help you recenter. Shadow work may also be needed if certain things are running in your mind, disempowering and distorting in a distorting way. Thank you, Spirit. And this, I'm taking my notes and advice on this as well. I pick up what it's trying to put down. I pick up what's putting down, what it's trying to tell me. So I clocked it. Thank you, Spirit. Find your unique way to connect to the divine inside you, not as an external seeking, but as a receptive allowing. Be inspired to see the question at hand with a different perspective. Okay? Look between the lines for a deeper interpretation. Absolutely. So, love the confirmations already. Okay, let's get it. So, yeah. Some of you, this is also about trusting yourself. Okay, trusting what you see, trusting what you know, trusting what your intuition is telling you, what you're seeing in your mind's eye, allowing yourself to trust that. And for those that maybe are struggling with that, hug a tree. Why? Tree hugging is a very powerful and potent way of not only absorbing the negative energy within your body, like Obviously, I always prefer asking, right? If a tree is okay with me hugging it, because I would treat it just like a person, right? With respect. I'm not just going to randomly hug someone without their permission, you know what I'm saying? Without asking if they're okay with that first. So I always ask the tree beforehand if it's okay with me hugging it. May I give it a hug, you know, type of thing. And 9 times out of 10, they're always welcoming, right? But trees are very powerful because they're strong, they're grounded, meaning you can't shake them. You can't shake them. You won't break them with the energy that it's absorbing from you. You see what I'm saying? Because that's how rooted and strong they are, right? So they're very great beings that absorb negative energy from our body, right, to help us, but also they're very great conduits of wisdom. Okay, they have a lot of stored wisdom within their roots, within their, you know, what is it called, mycelium, that, you know, travels underneath the ground. Okay, that the way they connect and communicate with other trees. So when one tree is sick, they connect with each other underneath the surface to help that tree get better. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they're all connected, right? And it's, again, a divine reminder that we're not separate. We're not separate from each other. So, okay, take it as it applies. But let's see, what else, Spirit? For the collective. What is this full moon, full harvest moon bringing to our attention? Attracting. What are you attracting? I feel like some of you, you're card 44, attraction, okay? Your magnetism is high at this time. So it's very important for you to be mindful and cognizant of what you're focusing on, of what you're calling in, what you're aligning to, what your actions are, you know, where you're like taking, where are you letting your actions take you, basically? Because your attraction, your ability to attract, that magnetism energy is very high right now, okay? So I feel like some of you are really being asked at this time to really be cognizant and mindful of what you're asking for. Make sure that whatever it is you're asking for, you're clear about why you want it, okay? Because a lot of people ask for things and they're not really sure why they want it, but when it happens, they weren't ready for whatever they're needing to, that's being forced for them to give up in order to have it. Sometimes it's just snatched out of their experience and they're given what they want or what they asked for, not realizing like, damn, if I knew that I was going to lose that in its place, I wouldn't have wanted it. I would have changed my mind. I wouldn't have asked for that, you know? So because we don't always get that freedom to know in advance what that sacrifice might be, that's why it's important to get clear with yourself about why you really want something. Are you wanting something because it coincides with what your needs are? Or do you want something because your ego thinks it'll make it feel better? It thinks it'll make it happy temporarily, right? And that's worth it. Okay, take it as it applies. So let's see, anything else great? Ooh, and that was a super moon. So yeah, like I said, your attraction is on point right now. So be mindful. But this is also a time where it feels like Spirit wants you to dream big. Ask for what it is that you want and not dim yourself, not limit yourself. Not limit yourself to, you know, what an old previous version of you would limit itself to. Okay, really attract and ask from the version of you that can sustain it, that can receive what it is you're asking for. Okay, this is that time. Is that you're now, I feel like some of you are through your connection to nature, to the, you know, earth, to the planet, you're now starting to see how God-like you really are. And now it's like your ability to manifest is on high right now. It's like I'm hearing on 10. Okay, so do what you will with that, but I would just make sure that you're operating from a place of integrity. Okay, so anything else, Spirit, from this deck? Okay, final shuffle. Creation. Like I said, what do you want to create? What do you want to manifest? Okay, you're attracting that right now. Gratitude at the bottom. Yep. So this is a time to really, you know, say thank you for what it is that you have, but what it is that you know is coming to you. That's a beautiful way of really solidifying what it is you're trying to manifest, is by giving thanks in advance, because you know it's already here. Meaning we're not, all the thoughts that we have, it's not anything new. It already exists. That's why you get the thought. It's reminding you, hey, don't forget you wanted this. Don't forget this is available to you. Don't forget that this is possible for you to have right now. That's why you get the inkling to align with it. That's just it though. It's a matter of aligning to it. So we're not creating anything brand new. We're just simply aligning to it. Okay. So we have attraction card 44 and creation card 39. Those numbers may be of significance to you. Okay. So let's check out attraction first. So let's see. So you can be magnetic to others and attract the good things in life. You can repel what you no longer wish to attract. Be ready. That's that God energy, like I was saying. Okay. Be ready for opportunity. Avoid extremes that might cause negative imbalance in your body or mind. Think of connections greater than yourself. Absolutely. So this is about thinking of, whatever you're attracting, whatever, whatever it is that you're aligning to, that it's something that not only serves you, but the greater good of the collective, as a whole, right? Because we all affect each other. So that's why that's important. And the affirmation you can take from this is, I can attract what I wish and repel what I do not. Okay. It's really, you have that choice to decide what you do with it. So yeah. Yep. Avoid extremes. So what I wanted to say about the avoid extremes that might cause a negative imbalance in your body, that's about avoiding things like alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, heavy, dense foods, right? Anything that makes you feel like you want to go to bed after you eat it. The itis, gives you the itis, okay? That's typically things that come to you dead, right? Dead weight, meat, things like that come to you dead on the plate already. Those are typically things you may want to stay away from. I'm not telling you what to do what you like, but it's just suggestion, right? So, card 39, Beaver Moon, creation. You can create your own destiny. Be industrious. Every creature on earth creates. You should welcome the process of creation. Save money and time. Have a reserve. Okay. So this is about attracting more than enough to not only do what you need to do, but have plenty to save as well. Okay. So an affirmation you can take from that is, I am a mighty creator / creatrix. It is my birthright to create. And it is. Okay. So this is the period of really connecting to what can I attract, or what can I produce that, would help the collective, that would help the planet, that would help all of us, as a whole, right? That if I'm empowered in myself and my sovereignty, how can I, use that to support others and stepping in and realizing the God within them as well, right? We do that first and foremost by being a divine example, okay? Being an example of the change that we want to see, being the change we want to see, okay? And giving thanks in advance for it being done. If you utter it, it must be done, okay? So it's just a matter of you choosing that if this is what I want, I'm gonna now not only consider it done and give thanks for it, but I'm gonna then move in every action that I take from there on, right? Move as the version of myself that has that. Move as a version of myself that can sustain that result. Okay, what does that person do? How do they communicate? What opportunities do they take? What opportunities do they align with? What do they say yes to? What do they say no to? Right? Who do they hang around? What are they consuming? What are they watching as in consuming? What are they listening to as in consuming, right? Consumption is not just eating or drinking, right? All of that matters though, but it's about alchemizing, right? Finding balance with the temperance card here. Okay, some of you may be a Sagittarius. We also have Cancer energy underneath that with the Chariot, Justice underneath that, Libra. Okay, we are in Libra season. So, but these are 3 major arcanas at the bottom, back to back. Okay, so this is about, it's so interesting. All these cards are about balance. Holy fuck. Excuse my French, but no, seriously. All these cards are about balance. Like what? Like what? The temperance is the alchemy, right? Of the pouring of the wine, right? Turning water into wine, alchemizing the negative energies that you feel into something positive, right? The Chariot is about being victorious, right? After you alchemize, you're victorious, right? Because now you're in a place where your head and heart are on the same page. Your light and your dark are your feminine, masculine. They're on, both on the same type of time. They know what the plan is and they're ready to go. And that's what makes you victorious, because you're in balance, right? And the Justice is learning the lesson. This is the karmic cycle closing. Okay, this is balance being restored on your behalf. Karmic cycles being closed. because you gathered what it was trying to teach you. And that's what's, you know, restoring balance in your experience. You learned, maybe for some of you, how to turn water into wine. Some of you, that is what this full moon is helping you awaken to. How powerful you really are. You're to like reconnect you to your God self. That's what some of you have been asking for. Some of you have been needing to really step into this energy of deciding, holy shit, if I'm God, what do I really want to make though? What do I really want to create? Right? Like, this is knowing, right, that you're not separate, that you're always guided, you're always protected. It's just a matter of you choosing to know that, like accepting that I am that. I am that I am. Whatever that might be, whatever I want it to be. I am that powerful though. And giving thanks for that revelation, for that recognition, for that remembrance. That damn, I am that powerful. I can create what I want. I just need to decide on what that is, right? I need to just sit down and think about it and then, you know, make a plan. Or allow myself to just attract the ideas of that plan, right? By you deciding, by giving thanks and gratitude that this is the new version, this is what I want to embody, this is the experience I want to have, this is the result that I'm aiming for, then you give the universe, all in your guides and your spirit team, the room to align to the next step to take, the next part of the plan, the person you need to reach out to, the call you need to make, whatever it is you need to do, then aligns all that on your behalf. It's like reverse engineering, right? Okay. All right, Spirit, let's go. What else? It's reminding me of this creator that I really love. I know she's a bit younger than me, but whatever, you wouldn't know just because of how she talks. She's very mature. She goes by Mogul, and her name is Mo, I guess. I'm guessing it may be Monique. But she always, you know, her thing is, you know, it's Mo, act like you know that this is your show, so let's go, you know, type of thing. And it's so powerful because she's absolutely correct. So if you know who I'm talking about, shout out to Mo, Mogul. So I think it's dope. This is kind of what this is reminding me of, is that some of you are being reawoken to the godliness within you, to remind you that this is your show. You know what to do. You decide how this shit plays out. You decide how this shit goes. You decide what it is you're wanting to align to based on what it is you want to experience. But it's time for you to step into that as like the director, right, of your life. This is like literally your own movie, and you're not only playing the main character, the starring role, but you're also the director, you're also the producer, right? You're all those things. You don't have to be all those things, but you are definitely the director and the star character, right? And you get to decide the role that everybody else, right, plays in that movie, okay? So let's see, what else there? Reflective, please edify this message. More details. What are we talking about here? What is coming through? This full moon. What is the collective harvesting? This full moon energy, Spirit. And what I'm also getting is this full moon isn't about releasing necessarily. It's more so about harvesting, meaning you're collecting the fruits of your labor. You're seeing what has come from all the things you've done up until this point. So that way you know how to navigate, how to redefine your soil, right? Nurture your soil so it's ready for the next season, right? That's what this period is about. Deciding what it is that you want to align to, deciding what it is that I want to create, okay? New opportunities with the Page of Pentacles here. So some of you, this may require a level of learning, okay? Some of you may be aligning to a new opportunity that requires you to learn something that you may end up teaching, but you need to be able to learn it first. You need to learn. That's the best way to figure out how well you know something, how well you've learned it, is by teaching it. So some of you, this is what you're aligning to. This could be a new job. This could be a new opportunity, a new idea that's going to help you make a lot of money, okay? Some of you, that could be part of your awakening. What you're awakening to is a new idea, a new opportunity, something that you maybe want to learn. Or maybe this, for some of you, is what I'm getting is something that's coming back around, okay? Something that maybe you wanted to learn or started but didn't finish. You're getting another, it's like this is a second wind, is what I'm hearing, a second wind, where you're getting another opportunity to either restart this thing or actually do it. Something that you've, idea you've had before, but it didn't come to fruition. Maybe for whatever reason it didn't work the first time. This is you getting another opportunity. It's because you're ready for it. Okay, so take it as it applies. Anything else, Spirit? What else for the collective? King of Cups. So this is my unbothered king. Okay, some of you, this could be like a second chance with a masculine, someone that you care a lot about, that's very nurturing, caring, loving. Some of you, this could be aligning with new love, someone that you're maybe going to meet out somewhere, that you're maybe this could also be someone that wants to invest in you. Okay, I'm getting, you can maybe meet this person at school, meet this person traveling. Some of you may be both at like a seminar or something like that, like a workshop, and that's where you attract this person. But it feels like this person doesn't have to be romantic. Some of you might be, but this feels like someone that can help you with this new idea that some of you have, this new opportunity. This could be who it's coming from, okay? But it's up to you to be able to identify it when it presents itself, okay? Don't just write everybody off if someone approaches you or wants to talk to you, that it's them trying to, spit game at you. That's not always the case. And sometimes we can miss out on the opportunity or our blessing when we assume that it's one thing and it really wasn't, right? So let's see, what else? But I feel like this is also for some of you an energy of doing your best to keep your emotions in a balanced place. So as you are learning in this phase of learning, and you're in this phase of being curious and seeing more of what life has to offer, what, aligning, allowing yourself to adjust to this new experience. For some of you, it's like a new life after awakening is what I'm getting. Life after awakening. That's interesting. But doing your best to stay emotionally balanced, meaning you care and you know when to express your emotions, but you know how to also hold them, and maintain them and stay unbothered when things around you seem to be chaotic. Okay. Given the things that are going on in the world, it feels like a lot of fucking chaos, right? So this is going to be really a period of where this full moon, it may be heightened. It may be a big increase of, heightened emotions. And it's going to be really important for you to do your best to stay as emotionally balanced and stable as possible during this time, okay? Okay, so let's see what else. Queen of Wands just kind of fell. So some of you, this definitely is tied to your passions. And something else I got was, it feels like for some of you, what's awakening, Four of Wands here, what's awakening is, it feels like when that message about the lever, it feels like a power surge. You see what I'm saying? That's what came to me earlier, that it felt like this energy that's coming through for some of you. It could be the way, the intensity, it feels like, of your awakening feels like a power surge, okay? Where it feels like a lever is being switched, right? And it's like lighting you up, okay? Because this bright attraction moon energy here and that brightness there that's coming through that, you know what I'm saying? That's covering the, but also illuminating the like third eye. That's what I'm getting for you guys. It's like this awakening may feel intense because it's literally like blinding. I'm hearing like a blinding light for some of you, okay? But now, on another note, I should say, this opportunity that it feels like is coming through for some of you, no matter how it's coming, like I said, it could definitely be in like love, okay, like in a romantic sense, because we do have the Four of Wands, right? The Four of Wands does speak of support, it does speak of community, it speaks of celebration, but it also does speak of union, family, connections, right? Marriage, okay, for some of you, the marriage part can also be the Hierophant, but that's not what I'm getting with that, obviously, but this can also speak of marriage as well, okay? Moving. Some of you may be getting an opportunity to move home, to like switch homes, to move somewhere, okay? This could also be, like I said, a person that's coming in through maybe someone you're meeting at this new job. You're meeting your husband. Next thing you guys know, you guys are moving, relocating. Like it's like that's how life happens sometimes. It's a domino effect where it's like, boom, we did this and then this happened. I had my awakening and then I got this new job, and then this new job, I met this new man, and then this new man, we got married, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like that's sometimes how it happens, okay? So that's why you're being told right now, okay, to be mindful of what it is you want, because your energy of attraction is on high right now, okay? So take it as it applies, but it's like you guys are coming into reasons to celebrate. The universe is supporting whatever it is you decide. You just have to decide what it is that you really want, because whether it's positive or negative, the universe is always going to support it anyway, because there's something that it doesn't view things the way our human self does, okay? Most High views things as an opportunity for an experience, okay? It's all about the experience for the Most High. So that's why it doesn't view things as positive or negative, good or bad. It views it as, well, you get to learn from this. Well, you get to feel what that feels like. How was that? You know, type of thing. So the universe is always going to support you, okay? It's either saying yes, not right now, or there's something better, right? So it's up to you to decide what you want, how you want this to play out. So let's see, Spirit. What is the energy available for the collective for this, how this play out? What is the energy available for how this can play out? And I always say how it may, or the potential, because that's my way of empowering you to know that you are the operant power of your reality. So if you have conclusions or possibilities that you don't want to experience, and you don't align with, that don't feel good to you, you always have that option to see it differently, okay? To have a different experience, okay? It's all about perception and perspective. So we do have the 5 of Cups that came out, okay? So for some of you, there could be, this feels like an energy of people that maybe were around you, okay, that are watching this happen, it feels like watching you from hindsight. People are watching you in the background, and somebody is feeling a sense of regret here, that they didn't maybe treat you well, they didn't take you serious, they didn't take the opportunity with you and they had the chance, okay? Others of you, if this could also feels like an energy of things that you're being called to leave behind. In the moment, it may feel like a sense of a loss, right? But you have to realize that in every loss, there is something to be gained. There's still something that remains, okay, for you to take with you and build upon, okay? There's a lesson to be learned that you can take with you and build upon. There's wisdom to be gained that you can still take with you and build upon. You see what I'm saying? There's still ideas. There's still support that you can still take with you through any perceived loss and build upon, okay? So if there's anything that maybe feels like it's leaving your life, just know that it's happening to align you with what's come, with the greater, like the next better phase is of your life. It's aligning you to that. So allowing yourself to find gratitude in, well, even though this feels, you know, painful, or this feels like a loss in this way, I'm grateful that I still have this to build upon. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm upset or sad that I lost, you know, that this me and this person broke up. But I'm, on the other hand, right, on the flip side, grateful that I still have my sovereignty. I still have the divine, the support of the divine. I still have my tribe or my family, whatever that might be, right? That even if, you know, I lose this job, I still have experience and, you know, plenty of pull, right, to get a new one, to get a new opportunity. But it's a matter of you deciding that if in any loss, it's only aligning me to something better. Don't perceive it as what your ego, the human, wants us to feel like, okay? Instead, choose, I'm going to be balanced. I'm going to be unbothered, because I know in that there's a new opportunity that awaits, right? There's a new opportunity to move, or to, you know, this had to happen. This had to fall apart in order to get me here, okay? Just realize that anything that is leaving your life at this time or feels challenging, that it's only a stepping stone if you allow yourself to see it that way, okay? Anything, if you decide to stay in this energy though, that's exactly what it's going to feel like. The universe is still going to say yes and just give you more reasons to feel like that, okay? And if that's not what you want, then it's up to you to choose and decide what that looks like, okay? So let's quick clarify this energy real fast. Yeah, it's important to follow your intuition. Some of you things that are, you know, happening right now or taking place with this full moon. Some of you, it's like being eclipsed out of your life in a sense, because that eclipse energy is still very active right now, believe it or not. So things that are leaving, it may be hidden from you, like the meaning behind it, but it's because you're aligning to other things that you've asked for. It's drawing in opportunities for you to build upon. Okay, so just, you know, something to keep in mind. So let's see. Spirit, clarify the Page of Pentacles, please, for the collective. What is that here? Clarify the Page of Pentacles. What is the Page of Pentacles about? What is that here for the collective? I just saw the Judgment. So again, energy of awakening, second chances, 4 of Pentacles. Okay, this is some of you, there's a new opportunity that's coming here, or a fresh start, something like that, and you're being asked to keep it to yourself. Okay, some of you, what's coming in is bringing you enough abundance to be able to save, and we talked about that earlier. Okay, so this feels like divine confirmation. Okay, but the 4 of Pentacles can also again represent keeping your, like, saving, keeping your resources to yourself, as well as your business. Okay, meaning the things you're attracting, the opportunities you're aligning with that will unfold and lead to other experiences, keeping those things private, keeping those things close to your chest. Okay, that's also what this energy is representing. So for example, if let's say you just went on an interview and you feel like it went really, really well, right? And they say that you got the job, but you still have to go through the drug tests and those other little pieces that still, you know, have to go well for you to actually officially start working, right? This is where Spirit is saying, yes, you're very close, but keep it to yourself. Okay, I know that may make you kind of like on edge about that, right? But this is the time to not be bothered. Okay, because you may end up regretting it if you speak too soon, right? You tell people too soon about what you got going on, next thing you know, it doesn't come to fruition. Somehow, some way, it's like, it was so close to happening, what the fuck happened, right? That's how you prevent that. Okay, by learning how to keep quiet, fly underneath the radar, don't tell everybody your business. All right, let's see. Spirit, clarify the King of Cups. Yeah, Hierophant in reverse. Some of you, it's like you haven't yet learned how to do that. Some of you, your emotions are still maybe wobbly in a sense, where they're not yet grounded the way they need to be, in order for you to really call something in, to solidify it. Okay, and that's again the learning lesson in this. Okay, some of you, there's someone, this could definitely be about a person, okay, that you're being guided to hold back from, because they're not husband material, they're not wifey material. Okay, it feels like I'm speaking to a divine feminine. This is in regards to a masculine. Okay, that someone is not maybe marriage material, they're not ready. Okay, maybe they're not awakened yet. So that's why, you know, maybe it sounds good and maybe they care and they're loving in that way, but you're now on a different frequency. And so it's going to only benefit you to align yourself and attract others who are also on that frequency. Meaning, if you're an awakened soul who knows that you're here for purpose, you're here for the new earth, you're here for, you know, change, major, massive change of the collective as the old earth crumbles and the new one is being built, this is your period to align and know that this is a time for me to really focus on what I'm building, what I'm creating, what I'm aligning to, as well as others that I'm aligning to. And not, you can't just realizing like, I can't just date anybody, I can't just be with anybody. Maybe I used to be able to get away with that before my awakened awareness, right? Before I realized that, oh shit, I'm here to do things bigger than myself. I'm here for a greater purpose. And that's not, I'm not saying that from a flexing type of braggadocious place. That's just the fact of it, is realizing that it's not about just me anymore. I have to consider that I'm here on a mission. I'm here on assignment. I'm here for a purpose. And that is now my point of focus. Okay, so let's clarify. What's the Four of Wands? What is that here? What is that about? Five of Cups. King of Wands. For some of you, this could be someone else that may be coming through. It's like you're being guided to hold back maybe from one person that could be from your past or someone you've outgrown, because there's someone else new coming in that you're meant to actually have a stable, committed connection and union with. Okay, Interesting. It's 5 of Cups. What is that here? Ooh, Capricorn energy. Yeah, some of you, this is because it came in sideways. Okay, so some of you, this could be coming in as a blockage. Okay, it could be a Capricorn, but it feels like an energy of old frequencies that, like I said, you've outgrown, that are still trying to hold on to you as your energetic supply. You see what I'm saying? This is that devil energy I was talking about. This is the devil in the flesh, literally. Okay, things that tempt us, right? He looks tempting. He looks, you know, just kind of like, come here. All you have to do is take my hand. Come on, it's okay, you know, to lure you in, right? So some of you, that is exactly why you're being asked to, whatever this opportunity is, whatever is coming to you. Some of you, that could be the opportunity itself. This could be a person that's quite toxic or whatever, that's offering you maybe a job or offering you money in order to keep you, and you're being guided to be like, no, I'm okay. I'll keep what I have. Thank you though. And, you know, be firm in that. Be like, I'm not bothered by, you know, the temptation that this person is trying to lure me into, okay, or trying to get me to accept, right? You have something else that's coming in, and it feels like this person knows that. They're regretting that, you know, whatever happened to make it where you've risen above that connection, okay? You've closed out that cycle, that karmic cycle, what we talked about earlier with the justice and the temperance. It's like you've healed. Some of you have healed, and now you've awakened to that, oh shit, I'm a different person. I'm not who I once was. I'm not who I used to be. That's why certain connections can't stay. That's why certain cycles must be broken at this time, okay? You've learned what the lesson was, but it feels like whoever this person is, they have not yet. And that's the thing about this awakening journey, is not everybody signed up for that this lifetime. That was one of the hardest things that or I should say challenging things I had to accept, is realizing, understanding that not everyone signed up to heal in this lifetime. Not everyone signed up to awaken in this lifetime. You know, and I obviously did, right? But it's also a choice. Even if they didn't choose it, they still could if they want to. And a lot of people have chose that it's easier, it's more comfortable to stay asleep. And so it feels like some of you, you're being asked to disconnect from people, and it may feel like a sense of loss. It may feel, you know, you're like, I feel like some of you are really in this energy, feeling like you regret maybe getting that close to someone, okay? You regret letting them stay in your experience as long as they have, because it makes it more difficult to disconnect when you need to, right? But I feel like what will be really helpful though is focusing on the gratitude, okay? The things that this person taught me, right? The experiences we did have, the lessons and the blessings, right? Having gratitude for all those things, because they all serve a divine purpose. They're all those factors have been all contributing factors to your awakening, to bring you where you are now, right? It's really difficult to get clear about things you want until you experience so much of what you don't want, right? Well, especially when people have a hard time thinking about, well, I don't know what I want. I bet you know what you don't want, right? Let that be a stepping stone to help you get there, to figure out, right? Let's see, anything else there? So it feels like some of you, because you don't want to be in the same energy as this person of regret, that you're blocking this out. Some of you, that's what's happening as well, is that you know if you keep this person around, if you stay in this person's energy, they're going to block you from what it is that you're attracting, what it is that you're aligning to. Others of you, this feels like an energy of you're choosing to block this energy out so it doesn't continue to keep you stuck, tied, and bound where you don't belong, where you've outgrown, codependent on other people, codependent on the system, you know, things like that we can't depend on, right? Look at that. The Empress with the King pen that's sticking out. See what I'm saying? So this is letting you know that you have everything you need within, even if it hasn't fully revealed itself with the King of Pentacles, the way it kind of just like almost came out, but not quite. It's like, that's what this energy is that some of you are being awakened to the fact that you have so much more coming on the other side of whatever it is that you feel like you're losing, whatever it feels like that you are scared that you're going to regret letting go of. This is Spirit trying to let you know you're not. There's so much more on the other side of that. You just have to be willing to let yourself find out, you know, that FAFO, fuck around and find out, and let it happen, okay? Anything else? Look, 6 of Wands with the 10 of Swords. This is success because you let something in. Stepping into ultimate success because you let this in. Okay? Being victorious, being uplifted, being seen, being heard, being recognized. Okay? Stepping into your divinity, right? Stepping into ultimate success because you allowed what you already knew was over to actually end. This is like a finale type of energy here. Okay? It's like something is dead, done, it's over with. You just need to allow it to shift out of your experience without feeling bad about it. Okay? At the top, Ace of Swords. That's the truth. Thank you, Spirit. And this is clarity. Some of you, that's what this awakening period, this full moon, is making you aware, okay, to the truth. Helping you see the truth of what it's illuminating. That's all that light energy that I was talking about earlier. It's like illuminating something, right? See there? That illumination on its head, right? It's helping you see what you need to see. It's brightening it up to where you can't miss it if you tried. But this is also, when you have that clarity, that's also where your breakthrough energy lies, okay? Breaking you through to the next phase of your journey, to the next part in the King of Cups again, okay? So this is staying, you know, doing your best to stay as balanced, emotionally balanced as possible, okay? It doesn't mean that you don't care, but you're no longer allowing your emotions to make your decisions for you. You can feel things and feel what it's trying to tell you, but you're not really responding from an emotional place or emotional state, right? It's having the awareness that, yes, I feel a kind of way, but I'm not being ruled by that, right? And when you're in that energy, it helps you make decisions from a more clear and well thought out place. And that is what some of you, what it feels like you're kind of like being tested on, to see, are you ready for the next step? Are you ready for the next phase of this journey? Spirit has to see, how do you deal with emotions that feel difficult? Do you fall prey to it? Do you let it tear you down? Do you let it make you feel defeated? Or do you rise higher above that, right? Do you allow yourself to be celebrated? Do you allow yourself to step into your victory? Into, you know, that realizing I'm being carried, I'm being supported, right? I'm being supported. All I need to do is know that I'm supported and take action from that place, right? Confident action from that place. We already saw the Queen of Wands earlier. So it's about finding that that balance, the balance within, okay? Because again, as within, so without, right? It's seamless, unspeakable, right? As within, so without. As above, so below, right? Yep, surrendering. Surrender to this process. Surrender to this time. I feel like a lot of you already know what to do with this, but it's allowing yourself to trust yourself. And I've been there. I still go through that more often than I care to admit, you know, but that's part of my journey, right? And allowing myself to discover, you know, how I navigate that. So when it's time, I can also guide others in that way as well, right? To see what works for them, to help them get over the same thing. So let's wrap with a card of advice, guidance for the collective for this full harvest moon, Spirit, on October 6th. Surrender again. That's wild. Anything else? Focus at the bottom. Yep, focus on what it is you're being guided to do. Man, oh man, oh man. So why'd I say surrender again? Because right underneath this seamless, unspeakable, we're talking about the as above, so below, we have this surrender card. And it's such a beautiful card. It's like the Hangman, but in this version, right? Where it's surrendering to, you know, what you're being guided to do, surrendering to this process, right? Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't. It means accepting. This is what I'm being guided to do. I'm no longer fighting it. I'm no longer fighting what I'm being asked to release. I'm no longer fighting where I'm being pulled, right? I'm no longer fighting my guidance, right? But I'm instead allowing change, okay? So change says you're being asked to change part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. That's that awakened awareness, okay? Surrendering to the change that's trying to take place in your life, right? So then we have surrender that also came out. You're being asked to let go of the need to control each part of your life and surrender to the universe. Control is an illusion, and it's exhausting to try and hold on to it. Let it go and allow yourself to enjoy the relief that comes from doing so. Okay? And then last but not least, it's like a perfect way to close. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's all happening because it's time. We talked about that earlier too, right? You're being asked to move forward toward the dream that you've been carrying in your heart. It's time to bring it out into the world. You're ready. It's time. So, I love it. I love this. I love this for you guys. That's what I have for you. If you did enjoy this reading, I would love to hear how it resonates. Otherwise, if you did make it this far, I would love even more if you could drop a hourglass symbol, okay, in the comment section. Let me know you made it this far. I think this is really beautiful. I'm excited to see how this is playing out in my experience as well. I'm doing my best to be excited. It does make me nervous, okay? But I just feel like there's, you know, nothing but good can come, right? We're being divinely supported in the best way. So nothing but good can come from this. And that's just what I'm choosing to, because I'm the operant power of my realm, just as you are, right? I'm choosing to know that anything that feels challenging, anything that feels difficult, that's leaving or whatever, it's only good can come from that. So, and I'm believing that to the core of my beingness, to know that, yeah, that's valid. So I love y'all so much, and until next time, howdy.